Hello, everybody. Hi, it's blank. What? That's because it's How To Tuesday. So tonight we're going to learn how to paint a fluffy kitty. You guys ready for this? Because it's going to piggyback with Friday's painting. So my name is Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party. It is How To Tuesday. And let's introduce Mr. You-Know-Who. There he is. There's the man of the hour. What you doing there, Butterface? You going to sit down? You going to sit? No? We're not going to sit? That's all right. Say hi to your fans, Butters. Yes, say hi to your fans. Oh, he's a good boy. All right, so let me show you my handy-dandy table we got going on here. Alrighty, so I've got a whole glass full of different stuff. I'll tell you what I'm using when I'm using it. Of course, water, some Java, the palette, same colors every single time. Yellow, red, blue, white, and black. Alrighty, so say hello if you're painting with me tonight. Let me know if anyone's painting with me tonight. Let me know if you're new to the fam so we can give you a warm Eve's Creations Paint Party family welcome. And hello, Tina B. How you doing, love? How you doing, sweetheart? So, hi, Shane. Oh, I'm a name botcher. My bad. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to help me with that one. There's my other Tina. Hello, lovey-dovey. How you doing, sweetheart? Hello, everybody. Hello, Donna. Hello, sweetheart. I hope everything's well with you. And I'm going to put you guys in your, we got a bunch of watchers. Cheyenne. Thank you. Cheyenne. Hello, Cheyenne. Tessa, first time painting with us. Everybody give a warm Eve's Creations welcome to Tessa. Gloria's hanging out with us tonight. We got a lot of watchers. That's okay. We got watchers, we got painters, we got creepers. Allison's here. Hello, Allison. So, basically, this is your practice session, okay? This is for you guys. So you can make your paintings that much better. And if you have any questions, 6,000% ask me. This is your time to learn and your time to get assistance. And we try to stay on topic, but it doesn't always happen. So it's all good. I was a little late coming on. I was actually, I'm starting a new hobby. I'm trying makeup. So I don't know if I did a good job or not. But I had to stop because notice just the eyes are done. I didn't even get to the mascara. Just a little lip. So I started a thing. Something else to play with. Like, I'm not busy enough. But anyway, it's always fun to try new things. Right, guys? Why not? Why not? Oh, just to remind you, all my videos are kid-friendly, so I'm going to try to watch this thing. You guys watch your comments, and we'll be all set. I did Pretty Purple, yes. I tried, you know. Not too bad. Not too bad, considering it's the first time I have, like, 10 different products on my eyes. So, I think I did pretty well. And this is the result of watching Michaela on TikTok. She's this really famous makeup artist. And I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. That's what I'm doing. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. That's what I'm doing. It looks good. Aw, you guys are so sweet to me. Hello, Cindy. How you doing, sweetheart? Cindy's popping on with us. It looks good. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So, we're going to do Friday's painting. I have it right here. So, Friday's painting is awesome. Calla Lilies and Kitty Cat. One of our fans just lost their fur baby. So, it inspired me to paint this because we all love our fur babies. And, hello, Debbie. How you doing, sweetheart? Debbie's here. Everybody give a warm Eve's Creations welcome to Debbie. First time on. Carolyn's hanging out with us. Hello, Carolyn. So, anywho, oh, hello, Lisa. Lisa B's here. So, I'm going to go over how to do this. right here. So you guys are ready for Friday. All right, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm working on a 16 by 20. I have it 16 this way, 20 straight across. This is, like I said, this is a practice session. So if you're working on media paper, if you're working on whatever you're working on, it doesn't matter. Oh, thank you, Donna. Thank you guys so much. It's always kind of, I'm like, why am I trying this when I'm not in good light? But anyway, because the light's on my canvas. Here we go. Why am I trying this right before I have to hit a button to go live? Because I'm insane. That's how. All right, I'm gonna grab 1 inch flat. We're gonna grab big boy. I'm gonna swirl tap dab big boy, and because we got to start somewhere, right? So you got a 22 by 12. Yeah, you're perfect, guys. We're mixed media paper, piece of cardboard, whatever you want to work on, it's fine, as long as you're in the general area of your canvas that I am in, or whatever you're playing with. Thank you. 12 by 12, perfect, Tessa. I do want to tell you guys, a lot of you are afraid to get the bigger canvases. Hi, Cynthia. Smaller's harder. Just a little heads up. So, definitely, I know you might be a little skeptical, a little scared, but definitely, I wouldn't go, you know, like, smaller is harder, especially because you got to get in there, and you got to do all the tiny little details, and, you know, I give you Mr. Nifty's for free to be able to do that, but, if you're just learning, get the bigger canvases for yourself. That way you can get the techniques down without worrying about getting in all the nitty-gritty areas for all the little details. Okay, guys? Just, yes, Cynthia always uses a 16 by 20. Just a word of wisdom. That's all. All right, so I'm going to turn around, and do you guys want me to make this rainbow kitty? I mean, I was going to show you how to get the fur color. I mean, mixing browns and stuff, but should we do a rainbow kitty instead? I'm feeling kind of colorful. Maybe it's the eyes. Maybe it was working with all those eyeshadows. Let me know. Let me know. Should I do a rainbow kitty or should I do the fur? Tina B says sure. All right. We can do it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it because that's what I do. I'm doing it. You have nowhere to... Hello, Lori. How you doing, sweetheart? Lori's new to us. I think you're new to us. Hello. Fur. I got rainbow. Jessica is saying rainbow. And Renee is saying fur. This always happens when I ask a question. I get both sides, and then I don't know what to do. Hi, Lori. Just technical stuff. Okay. Yeah, rainbow. All right, rainbow's winning. Rainbow's winning. Sorry, Renee. Rainbow's winning. Cheyenne took it. Oh, Debbie's saying fur. Donna's saying fur. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. What are we going to do? I don't know what to do. All right. All right. I don't know what to do. Oh, I'll do both. You ready for this? I'm going to do both. All right, so first we're going to start off with fur. All right, so I'm going to grab white. I'm going to grab white. You guys want rainbow? Rainbow is prettier. I started an all-out war. A Calico Cat. They're very tricky, Carolyn. I will go over how to add those colors in, but they're like a really tricky cat. All right, so we're going to do... You're going to learn the techniques of fur. It's just basically mixing the color for fur. So I'll show you how to mix the color for fur, and then we're going to switch over to rainbow. All right, so I'm grabbing white paint, and you're going to grab yellow, you're going to grab red, and you're going to grab a smidge of blue. And you're going to mix that all together. And when you mix that all together, you're going to wind up with something. All right, so this is looking a little purple. So I'm going to turn around and grab more yellow. Right? If it's looking a little purple, you grab more yellow, and then you add in your white. All right, and you just keep playing with this, and if it's looking too green, then you add more red. So you just keep playing back and forth with this, adding these colors together, and eventually you will get brown tones. So, oh yes, thoughts and prayers with you, sweetheart. Thoughts and prayers. Everybody send thoughts and prayers to, oh, I know you've been on a long journey with your husband, hon. So, thoughts and prayers, Donna. Thoughts and prayers. 6,000%. So, and that's when you start to get the fur color, okay? So, what you're going to do, hello, Sharon. Hi, sweetheart. So, what you guys are going to do, we're going to send lots of love to Donna and her husband. So, first things first. And you're going to do a black and white kitty. Perfect. You can totally do a black and white kitty. Absolutely, Renee. So, we're going to send lots and lots of love and prayers to Donna. And, put that out in the universe. And then we're going to forget about all our troubles. Because we're going to paint a little kitty. Alright, so the first thing you do with any animal is you make this shape. I don't know what to call this shape, but this is the shape you make. So you're going to do a line. And you're going to do a bubble this way. Bubble that way. And then a bubble this way. And a bubble this way. Now, depending on your animal, these shapes are important. So, the line is the nose. So, if you're doing a little itty bitty baby kitty, this line would be shorter. If you're doing like a dog with a really long nose, this line would be longer. And then these two are the cheeks. So, depending on what you're painting, those are the cheeks. So, you guess and then these two are the eyes. So, if I was doing the cat, I'd have this go further out like this. Okay, and then eye and eye. But since I'm doing a kitty, everything gets a little scrunched. And these are going to be a little smaller. So you always want to do that shape to start off with. Okay, gray, Renee. Start with gray. Start with gray, a light gray. So you can just see what you're doing. You're not going to get to black till the very end. And once you have this shape, you're going to just turn around and you're going to follow that shape, putting in your pieces. Okay, so we have the cheeks here, and then I'm just going to I'm going to follow the direction. I'm going to lightly fill in where the eyes are going to be. Okay, and then the nose area, that always goes outwards. So the one thing that you want to do is you got to follow the direction of the fur. You got to follow the direction of the fur. So all of your brush strokes, your brush strokes need to follow the direction of the fur. And then the nose, I'm going to add some white to this so you guys can see what I'm doing. The nose is going to go straight up. Okay, so the nose goes straight up. And the side cheeks here, they go out. Okay, and these go out. The cheeks go in a circle. So, Renee, you're going to start with gray, and then you're going to add your white to it to get all of your brighter areas, and then you can switch to black once you're ready to put the details in. Okay, so you got it, and then the forehead fur goes right out the top. Okay, so you have to follow the direction of the fur. This is looking funky. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, so I need my cheeks to be a little smaller. So I'm going to turn around and put some white here just to kind of diffuse what the cheek's doing. And everything is swiped. You see this? I'm swiping. I'm not pulling. I'm not dabbing. I'm swiping. Okay? And then we need our little mouth. We need our little mouth, right? So the mouth would be here. And then the fur goes off of that. Okay? And then the body the fur goes down. All right, so the fur goes down on the body here. So we want to do that. Okay, so you put the fur down on the body. Right, so everything is in the direction of the fur. And you're just laying in this basic groundwork of when you're going to turn around and do the rest of it, okay, to put the details in. Now the ears, okay, you want to position your ears, like, because every animal's different and their ears are in different spots. So what you want to look at when you're placing ears is, where is this inside piece lined up with? Now, I usually line it up with the inside of the eye and follow it straight up for a kitty. But sometimes kitties' ears are out further. I know Butter's ears isn't attached right. His ears are like out here somewhere. So you look at the spot where the ear is, right here on this side, and then just follow it down and see what it lines up with. Or does it line up at an angle? Like if the ears are here, does it line up at an angle with something? And that's how you gauge where your ears go, okay? So whenever you're doing any sort of animal, that's how you gauge where the ears go. So mine are going to be above the eye. So I'm going to put an ear here. I'm going to put an ear here. Boop, there's an ear. And this one, going to gauge by the eye, go up, and I'm going to put an ear here. And then this way, it's going to look, kind of looks like a fox, doesn't it? Kind of looks like a fox. And this is just nutty over here. I went way too high with that fur. So, but since I am going to be doing a rainbow kitty, we're just going to have fur going all over the place. All over the place. Yes, we are. So, I just showed you a lot in about 2 seconds. Even though it looks like we didn't do anything, you learned a lot, right? So the first thing you start off with is that shape, right? So, I'm going to start putting the rainbow colors in. I'm swirl tap dabbing, big boy. And I'm going to go over everything I just said. All right, I want to go over everything that I just said, but I'm going to start putting the rainbow colors in. So, first off, you're going to do this shape. So, I'm grabbing white and blue right now. White and blue. All right, so the first thing you do is this shape. Bam. This way, and then this way, and then this way. Okay? First thing you do. And then you go over here, you go this way, and this way. And this marks where your eyeballs are going to be, how long your nose is, and where the cheeks are. Okay? So, that being said, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to put where my eyeballs are. Right? And then I'm going to turn around and remark where my cheeks are. And then I'm going to flick upwards because that's going to be the fur on the forehead. Okay, and then I'm going to just do the little scoop for the lip. Alright, so that shape is going to put everything into perspective for you. And like I said, you just need to look at whatever fur baby you're doing. Tonight we're doing a kitty. And see how long is the nose. Are the eyes even with the cheeks on this side, or are they inset in here a little bit more? So these are all different things you look at when you're doing an animal and trying to get the features correctly. Okay, so, but this gives you a map, and then you can look at your pieces. Then you can look at your pieces. You can see what the shape of the cheek is. You can turn around and see if the eyes are all the way by the nose or really far away from the nose. Okay, you can see how long is the nose. So it makes you look at all of the features that you're trying to do. Okay, that being said, fur is super duper easy. You just gotta turn around and put in a base coat. All right, so I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna do this all in the light blue. And I'm going to just do a little sweep here and a little sweep there because I don't want to play with that yet. And like I said, you have to follow you have to follow which way the fur goes. So you have to follow which way the fur goes, okay? And then if it starts to, maybe it's really long, maybe it goes down on the sides of his face like this. So since we're doing a rainbow kitty, fur's gonna be filling up this whole canvas. I'm just giving you a heads up right now. So it's gonna be filling this whole canvas. That's what's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna turn around and sweep in all of this blue, which is really fun and pretty. All right, and then I'm gonna turn around and put my ears in. So basically, lesson's over, guys. Until I show you the details. So the whole next 10 minutes, all I'm gonna do is be building on this fur. All right, and I want to finish the face first because that's where I'm going to show you the details on how to get the face to look like a finished face. So I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. Let's switch to, I'm going to switch to a 1/2 inch flat. Now, this isn't in my supply list. It's basically just a smaller flat brush. That's all there is to it. Okay, Sue, well, be very careful, sweetheart. All right, and I'm going to grab my white paint, and I'm going to turn around and do where the eyeball's going. Okay, and when you do your eyeballs, you have to pay attention to the shape of the eyeball. Is it almond? Is it slanted? Is it, I don't know, completely round like Butter's eyes? You know, you got to pay attention to all those things. And I'm going to turn around with my white paint, and I'm going to do these flicks upwards. You know, and then you got to pay attention to the thickness of the nose, right? Is it thin right here? Does it get thick as it goes further up? Is it more spread apart? So when you're doing a kitty, because there's all sorts of kitties out there, you have to turn around and pay attention to the details in the face, Yes, you have to pay attention to those things. Alrighty, and then I'm going to do my little cheekies, the little cheeky areas here. So we're going to wrap that around. And I'm going to do my little cheek areas over here. So I'm just grabbing white paint, and I'm going nice and smooth and easy. And I'm just dusting it on, and I'm just sticking to my shapes and rechecking that they're the size that I want, the shape that I want, the correct distance apart, okay, the right thickness, the right angles, okay? So there's all that kind of stuff you got to pay attention to when you're doing an animal. All right, now I'm going to grab just blue because there's going to be shadow here. Okay, and there's going to be shadow in here. There's going to be shadow in here, right next to the nose. And there's going to be shadow where the eyes are. So we're going to put some shadowing in here and some shadowing in here. Okay, and then there's going to be further away. As it gets further away, that your fur can be getting darker. And if you notice, it's lots of flicks. Lots of flicks, lots of dabs, okay? And then where the ears are, there's going to be shadowy fur in here. And shadowy fur in there. Okay? And then I'm going to wipe my brush off. And I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to dab on top of this to soften it out. Okay, so I put a little too much on his lip, but that's okay. I'll fix it. I'll fix it in a minute. Once it dries, did you guys hear that? Once it dries, I can fix it. Okay, guys, those fixie people out there that want to turn around and keep trying to fix something while it's wet, and then you just get a bigger mess. Guess what? Once it dries, I'm gonna fix it. Alright, so kitty cats have that really cool puff of white, like eyebrow things going on, so I'm gonna put those in. So all I did was grab white paint, And I'm just flicking upwards from where the eye is, okay? So I'm putting the highlights in here. And Renee, with your black and white kitty, you're going to turn around and you follow what I do, but the darkness is a darker gray and the light is your white, okay? So I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to turn around and put another little pop on the cheek there. And I'm going to fix the lip. Okay, since it's a little more dry, right? And then I'm going to turn around and put the, now I'm going to grab Big Boy. I'm going to grab Big Boy. And now I'm going to start doing the rest of the body. We're going to let this dry, and then I could, and everything's building. If you guys want to know, hi everybody. So, I keep checking myself out. I'm so silly. So, if you haven't learned anything, I hope you learned that everything with acrylic paint is layers and building, all right? So you're going to do layer after layer after layer after layer, all right? It's all a building process, okay? It's not, let's just move the brush and we have the exact thing that we want, because then I wouldn't be able to do these. Everybody would know how to paint. So anyway, I'm grabbing Big Boy again, and I'm coming under here, and I'm adding the shadow that's going to be under his face. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of white, and I'm just going to do some flicks through this. I'm just going to do some flicks through this, okay, because I still have some beige showing, and I want to cover that up. I want to cover that up, okay? All right, guys, you guys with me? Y'all with me? Everybody got quiet. That's okay. You learning? Are you learning stuffs? I hope you're learning stuffs. So I'm grabbing my blue paint and I'm putting in my shadow. Putting in my shadow. And then I'm going to grab my lighter paint and I'm going to turn around and add the fur back in here. Alright, so now I'm just going to fill this in. I'm going to fill this in lickety-split so you guys have a chance to catch up mustard with the face. If you have any questions, 6,000% ask me. That's what I'm here for. And I'm going to grab red, and I'm going to grab blue, and I'm going to grab some white, and we're going to add some purple to this little kitty cat, right? Because you guys said rainbow kitty. I got you. I got you. We're going to start doing some rainbow colors, and we're just going to have fun. Fur is fun. Fur is fun. Honestly, it's just flicking, and you don't want to go too nutty because you don't want to have a mushy mess. You got to stick and move. All right? If you don't stick and move, you're going to get a mushy mess. All right? So if you notice, I am moving my brush around and I'm just doing these flicks. Okay? And I got to stick and move because see this right here? See that? See? Oops, I got paint on my camera stand. But you see this right here? That's because I was painting on it too much. So it starts to blend together and get very, like, I don't know, mushy, and you can't tell the difference between the colors. So that's what happens when you go over one spot too many times. The cool thing is, though, is that once it dries, you guys catching the theme there? Once it dries, you can flick over it and add more texture to it. So you basically just want to stick and move. And when I grab my colors... I'm just plunking in red, I'm plunking in the blue, I'm plunking in the white, and I'm just getting it all on the brush there, and then I'm flicking. I'm letting the brush do the work. So I'm not stressing it, okay? So this is a big old fat cat. We got ourselves a big old fat cat. Yes! He's cool. Alright, so I'm going to put my brush in the water. I'm going to get some clean paint so I can add all the other colors to them. And then we're going to work on the face details. So I hope everybody is following along and learning some stuffs, right? Because it's stuffs is important. And I've got, like, my palette is a mess already. I have no idea what's going on with my palette here. But that's okay. It's all good. So I want to do some roll call. Give you guys a chance to catch up mustard if you are painting along. All right. So now this cat's different from this cat. So the cat on Friday has a very little T here. See how short his nose is? And then his eyes are almond and slanted in a little bit. All right. And then his cheeks are very small. And his eyes literally like line up almost with the sides of his nose. So it's like a line right here. See? Ear, eye, nose. Okay? So everything when you're trying to make a kitty cat look younger, you make it smaller and smaller, their face. Because they got really tiny faces. Tiny, 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 tiny faces. Okay, if I forgot you, let me know. I got Tina B, Cheyenne, got it girl, Tina M, Donna, Tessa, first time here, Gloria, Allison, Renee, Cindy, Debbie, first time here, what, Carolyn, Lisa, Lori, Renee, Jessica, Punky's hanging out with us, Sharon, and Corley, Corley, I don't know what I wrote. I didn't write it right. I didn't write your name right. You're going to have to fix that. Alright, so now this is even more dry. So now I can play with that even more. Alright, so now I'm going to go down to Mini-Me. So notice I'm grabbing a smaller and smaller brush as I'm getting to the smaller and smaller details. I started off with Big Boy, a 1-inch flat. Then I went down to a 1/2-inch flat. Now I'm going down to, I don't even know what size he is. But this is Mini-Me. Okay, so, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to grab my white. Let's do the highlights first. Why not, right? I'm going to grab my white and I'm going to come in here. And I'm going to do my sweeping on my cheek again. Notice it's all dabbing motions. It's all dabbing motions, okay? So we're going to put the fur on his cheek. And here, there, not everywhere. I didn't make it solid. Yours looks like he ate a fish. I love it. I like it a lot. So put a fish tail hanging out of his mouth. Do it. Do it. 6,000%. Alright, so, and I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to fluff this one. Right? Here, there, not everywhere. Right? You don't want to lose the colors that are underneath. Because that's going to add depth. Right? Fancy word. Fancy word. Depth. Okay? So we're going to put that in there. I'm going to rebrush his bottom lip in. Right? So we're going to have that in there. And I'm going to grab a little bit of blue to turn around, and right in here is a little line, okay, that cuts through, and then we're going to do this, and then I'm going to add, wiping off my brush, and we're going to add the, the chin fur. We got the chin fur going on, so just flicking. We're just flicking. That's all we're doing. We're just flicking. And if it starts to get mushy, keep it moving. Keep it moving and let it dry. Alright, guys? So, if it starts to get mushy on you, you keep it moving and you let it dry. And I'm just going to fix those edges a little bit. Alright, soften out that dark line I put in the middle. Right there. Alright, and I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to grab white paint. Because I'm going to put in, swoop, swoop, where his nose is going to be. Alright, so a little triangle in the middle of these two cheekums. Alright, there we go. So there is his nose. Use Mr. Nifty to do whiskers. Did you know they always have even number of whiskers? I did not know that, Carolyn. I did not know that kitties have even number of whiskers. And yes, I taught Nifty and very liquidy paint. So now that I put the nose in, I'm going to grab a little bit of blue. And we're just going to put a shadow on the cheek where the nose is. So we're just going to put a little shadow. And plus, if you kind of went a little nutty with your nose shape, you can fix it. So I just grabbed a little bit of blue, and I'm dabbing all of these colors in. That's a cool fun fact, Carolyn. Carolyn, you're so good with all those fun facts. You really are. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to turn around and put the fur in that's coming out from his nose, all in this area. All right, so I'm going to grab blue, and I'm going to grab some white. And I want this, and I'm just doing flicks. And I want this part in here to be darker. And then as I work my way out, I'm going to grab more white. So as I work and I can put a few flicks of white in here if I want to. So I'm going to just put it around the eye here. And, you know, I lost some of my dark, so I'm going to grab more blue. I'm going to flick in some more dark. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to grab just blue. And I'm going to fill in right there. And then I'm going to grab some white. And I'm going to start. See, so when I grab white, I start over here in case it really slams a white, so I'm not right where my shadow is. And then I kind of just flick between the two. Okay, so when you first put the white paint on your brush, start like further away from where your shadow is, because if you turn around and get a spot like that, fixing it, you're going to wind up taking your dark away. So I always start further out. Bye, Lisa V. I always start further out, and then I kind of mix it in between the two of the dark and the light. Well, I try to remember to start it further out. I don't always remember. All right, so we got that going on. And then we need the little area around his eye up here. So I'm grabbing blue paint, and I'm going to do the darker area up here. Just flicks. Everything's flicks. It's all fur. It is all fur. That's why there are fur babies. So, and grabbing the blue for under his eye. And grabbing the blue over here for under his eye. And we're just going to flick outwards. So, basically, it's just putting in your darkers and your lights. Now, somebody mentioned the Calico Cat before. So, what you do is you do all of this. And you do it all in a base color. So you find the color of the cat, right? So my cat was blue. So if you notice, when I started out, I did everything in light blue. So the next thing that you do is you do exactly what I'm doing. You add your darks and lights, but you keep it very close, you know, to your base color. And I'm giving him big old fluffy furry eyebrows. This is like an old man cat, because he's got some mega fluff going on here for his eyebrows. So you turn around and you do it in the base coat, the one color, the majority color of the cat, and then you put your darks and lights in with that base coat. And once you get those darker lights, so I'm going to show you how to put coloring in the fur. All right, so here we go. I figured out what I want to show you, and I got to show you instead of just talking. So I'm going to grab Big Boy, and let's come over here, and let's grab our white, and let's grab our red, and let's give him some more rainbow fur. So now, pink, if you notice I'm dabbing, pink is going to be my base coat, what I was just talking about. All right, so you want to do your whole cat in the one base coat color. And then you're going to add your darks and lights like I did before. And I'm just going to put a few in here to transition between the blue and the red, I'm going to grab a little bit of blue. Okay, so we get a nice fluffy transition between the two. Okay, so that blends together. All right, so you put in your base coat, and then you do, I got to swirl tap dab the blue off of here. Then you do your darks and your lights. Okay, so I'm going to do my darks and my lights. So I'm going to grab a little bit of red, because this is still wet, and then I can add my darks. I can add my darks, and then I could always grab the white paint and add my lights. Very little paint, guys. I'm grabbing very little paint so I don't get that mushy mess. Everything stays separated. All right. So now what you want to do is, if you're putting markings on a cat, I'm going to grab Mini Me and say like a tiger, right? A tiger has the stripes in it. So if you're doing markings on a cat, you turn around and you got to remember it's fur. So you're going to zigzag zoom. There's nothing straight or solid. If you guys have been noticing, it's all flicks and fluffs and fun, and flicks, fluffs, and fun. Say that 5 times fast. Flicks. Oh, I almost said a bad word. Flicks, fluff, and fun. Yep, totally almost said a bad word just now. All right, so when you're putting marks in, when you're putting your markings in for a cat, right, let's do yellow and let's do red. Let's do yellow and red, because I didn't dip into my yellow yet, so I made this like cool orange color. All right, so you're going to turn around. I'm going to wipe off my brush because I just totally filled it with paint. And I'm going to grab orange paint. So you guys try that. I'm afraid to try it again. Flicks, fur, and fun. So I got the orange paint on here. I have my fur, and say it has a marking right here. Okay, so you're going to zigzag zoom. You're going to zigzag zoom this into place. So if you're doing a Calico Cat, you're going to zigzag zoom your striping or your markings or whatever it is. And you zigzag zoom these following the direction of the marking. If it's like going over here or over there, you can totally just move your brush, but you're still zigzag zooming back and forth. And then what you're going to do is let this dry. Okay, so let's let this dry. Let's have this dry, and then once it's dry, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to finish it off, putting stripes or lines in your kitty. Okay, so let's let this dry. All right, and we'll go back to that. So that's how you start off with, though. You start with your base color, you do your darks, you do your lights, and then you grab your colors for your markings and you zigzag zoom them in. All right, back to the kitty face. Back to the face, baby. All right, so let's focus on the eyeballs. Let's do the eyeballs. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and I'm going to grab white paint. So we're going to do the eyes and the nose. All right, and I got orange on this fluffy, on this mini me, so I'm going to grab a different mini me. So we're going to do the eyes and the nose. All right, so I'm grabbing white paint. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to clean this all up. We're going to clean that all up with the white paint. Okay, and then I'm going to put in, and don't worry if you go over your lines here. It's okay, because we're going to clean it up in a minute. All right, so, and with the white paint, I'm going to check both eyes. I'm going to take my brush across like this to see if they're the same height. You know, I'm going to check my angle. Is this going down to the side of the nose? Is this going down to the side of the nose? All of those good things. Follow across this way. Is this and this the same height that way? You know, now they're not perfect. Everyone's eyes aren't perfect. Some people have ones lower than the other. Some people have an eye that's bigger than the other. So, no worries. You're welcome, Brenda. No worries. I got you. So, I'll get back to that. It has to dry first. And I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to re-put in my little nose here. Okay, then I'm going to grab my eye color. So, let's do green. So, I'm grabbing yellow. And I'm grabbing blue. I'm grabbing yellow and I'm grabbing blue. And that came out really dark, so I'm going to grab more yellow. So I'm just grabbing yellow and blue right here. Because I just put white on my canvas, so I don't need to add any white. Okay, and I'm going to come in here, and right in the middle here, we're going to do parentheses and a parentheses, or you want to do a scribble circle, you can do a scribble circle. Whatever you need to do to get a circle in there. Okay, and then the same thing on this side. So if you do a scribble circle, that's usually pretty cool. Alright, so we're gonna, doesn't it look like you just, yes. So the eyes like a kitty is, they're just closer together. So, Renee, the eyes of a kitty, everything about a kitty is its face is really, really, really tiny, and they're just closer together. And I gave this one almond eyes kind of angled downward. So, these are straight across. This is an older cat, but with a kitty, you just want to do everything tighter. See how small his nose is, right? So, that's the difference between a kitty and a cat, okay? So, I'm going to turn around, and now what you want to do is leave that alone for a minute. So I'm going to go to the nose, and let's do a pink nose. So I'm going to grab tiny. I'm going to grab a tiny, and I'm going to grab my red, and I'm going to grab my white. And I'm going to come in here and hold it like a pencil. And I'm just going to put in the base coat. So when I say base coat, it is basically just the first coat. And it's the color, the majority color that everything is. Okay. And so it's the color to where you can go darker or lighter with that color. And it's basically the flat color of the object. Okay, so now that I have that in, I'm going to grab just red. I'm just going to grab just red, and there's going to be a shadow in here. And I'm zigzag zooming with Tiny. I know, but this is a beat up Tiny. This Tiny's really beat up. See him? He's like super messed up anyway, because I probably blended with him and I killed him. So, I'm zigzag zooming with Tiny. I know, I tell you guys not to do that all the time. But this one's beat up. So, if you got a beat up one, you can zigzag zoom with it. And I want that a little darker so you guys can see it better. So, I'm going to grab more red. And I'm just going to add more. So, what you want to remember is little bits of paint. Little, small amounts of paint. And then you just build it up. Because if you go in and add this really dark blob of paint to begin with. Now I'm wiping off my brush. That's an important step before you blend. Wipe your brush off. And I'm going to zigzag zoom between the two. And zigzag zoom between the two. And now I'm going to grab some white. And I'm going to, right here, I'm going to put the lighter color. And I'm going to wipe off my brush. And I'm just going to zigzag zoom around the edges. Very soft. Just to turn around and blend that all together. And then I'm going to grab just red. And we're going to put in a nostril here. Boop, 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 boop. There it is. And a nostril here. Doot, 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 doot. Okay. And there we have our nose. Our nose. And then if, you know, you want to do a little bit of a highlight above the nostril, you can do that. So I'll grab some white paint and I'll just put in a little bit of highlight above where the nostril is. Wipe my brush off. Do a little zigzag zoom. Okay. It's like a very sharp triangle right there. So there is your kitty nose. So ketchup, mustard with that, and we're going to finish off the eyeballs. I'm going to show you how to mix in if you're doing stripes in your kitty, and we're going to be all done. So I got kind of a rainbow kitty going on. I didn't really finish the rest of the rainbow. We're sitting mid-rainbow, but you guys know what the deal's going to be. Just grab different colors, and you're just going to grab different colors, and you're going to do all this amazing fluffing and whatnot. So I already showed you how to blend the two colors together. So if you're doing a Rainbow Kitty 6,000%, you can fill in the rest of the fur, and you'll be fine. All right. How to Tuesday coming around the bend, guys. So we have Tina B, Cheyenne, thank you for the pronunciation, Tina M, Donna, Tessa, first time here, Gloria, Allison, Renee, Cindy, Debbie, first time here, Carolyn, Lisa, Lori, Renee, Jessica, Punky, Sharon, and Corley. So, hello. Hi, everybody. So, I just want to let you guys know all my replays are on Facebook. They're on YouTube. I'm doing TikTok. If you guys are on TikTok, please, please, please follow my page. If you watch me on YouTube, please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're on my Facebook page, please, please, please hit the follow button. The higher I get those numbers, the better it is. Okay, so you guys all know this is coming up on Friday. So this is our lovely Friday painting, and you guys are going to be kitty experts. You're going to be kitty experts for Friday. And then next Friday, what is the peacock? There might have been a song, Sue, called Green-Eyed Lady. I'm not really sure. So, next Friday is our peacock. How cool is that? I'm trying to catch up, guys. I'm trying to catch up Mustard myself to get some more events posted beforehand. So, I'm not posting something on Tuesday and we're painting it Friday. So, what's cool about this is you can do whatever colors you want. It was extremely hard for me. I'm going to tell you right now, it was extremely hard for me to keep this monochromatic with the blues and the greens. It was very hard. You have no idea how bad I wanted to blast red in this thing. No idea. So anyway, you guys can do whatever color schemes you want. So that is Friday. How to Tuesday before the peacock. I really don't have anything to show you to paint the peacock. So I'm going to do clouds. And I already did a clouds video, but when I do my clouds, you guys know I always grab Fluffy. Now, Fluffy's part of my brush set, so you can own your own Fluffies, but the point I'm trying to make is that some of you don't have a Fluffy brush. I realized this one day. I said, how are these people trying to paint clouds when they don't have a Fluffy brush? Okay, so if you have a beat up old bristly brush, that'll work too. So Tuesday, before the peacock, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to try, and I'm going to paint clouds for you guys using different types of brushes. I'm going to pull out some of my older brushes, some of the, you know, the ones you get in the package because it's really affordable. I'm going to grab brushes like that. I'm going to maybe pull out the fan brush. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to paint clouds for you guys, trying not to use my Fluffy. So this is going to be an experience for me too, because this is my go-to right here. But I'm going to try, and I'm going to paint a cloud with just using like a flat brush. So this way, if you guys do not have, because you didn't order yet, hint, hint, a brush set, and you don't have Fluffies yet, this way you'll be able to paint clouds at home using different tools. Okay? So I want to show you that. All right, that being said, let's finish up our eyeballs and our markings. So, with the eyeball, you want to turn around and you want to put the shading in. Okay, so I'm going to grab Tiny again, and I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to grab blue and white, because my kitty's blue and white, so I'm going to grab some blue and white, and small amounts of paint again, guys, very small amounts of paint. And I'm going to come into the corners here of the eyeball, and I'm just going to turn around. It's hard. I should have grabbed a different color. It's hard to see. So I put some blue in there, and now I'm going to grab white, and I'm going to just do a little zigzag zoom, and you want to like soften this out so it's not in your face white. Okay? So in the two corners, you put your dark color, and then you kind of just soften it out with some white, working towards the center. And if you need to add a little more dark, you can add a little more dark, just a dab. See, I'm just putting a dab here and a dab there, and I'm going to wipe my brush off, and then I'm going to turn around and soften it out, working towards the center. So it looks a little freaky because it's blue paint, but that's okay. And that's what you're going to do. Alright, so let's do that again. So I'm grabbing white with the tiniest amount of blue. I'm going to come in here and base coat this. And again, don't worry about if you go out of your lines. It's okay. And I'm going to base coat this. And then I'm going to turn around. I'm wiping my brush off. I'm going to take just blue. So whatever colors you're going to do your eyeballs, I'm going to grab just blue, put two little dabs in the corner, and I'm going to zigzag zoom towards the iris. Is that called an iris? And I'm going to grab a touch more white, because that came out a little too dark, and I'm going to put that at the iris and then feed it towards the corner. Okay, so now I want to turn around. I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty, and I'm going to grab my green paint, and I'm going to make a dark line around the color. So whatever color you did, I'm going to grab a dark line. You guys can also have a lot of fun doing like zigzags in the eye, giving it different flecks of color. You can do that too. But I am just doing the dark line around the color here. And now I'm going to wipe off Mr. Nifty, and I'm going to grab black, and we're going to put the black part in. Now, the thing is if you put your black part dead center, a circle, the cat's going to look startled. It's going to be like, whoa. So, rule of thumb is I always put it upwards, and I hide. I made that way too big. I just lost my sides of color, but that's okay. It'll just look like he's looking up. It'll just look like he's looking up. But anyway, you want to hide part of your circle under the top lid. Okay, so, and that should be made a little smaller because I just lost my color, so it's going to look like he's looking up now, but that's okay. Alright, so you want to hide part of the circle. Very big circle that I made. Oh, that was way too big. Let's try to do better on the other eye. Alright, so we're going to hide part of the circle underneath the top eyelid. And you know why that happened? You know why that happened to me? Because my paint scoopy. I didn't turn around and loosen my paint up, and I wound up with a big old glob, and then I wound up making the circle too big. So that's what happens. So when I tell you guys to pay attention to the brush and pay attention to the paint and all of that good stuff, that is why. Oh, awesome, Carolyn. That sounds really, really, really pretty. Okay, so once you have that in, I'm going to swirl, tap, dab, nifty. I'm going to grab just blue. And remember when I said don't worry about going out of your line, because now you're going to give the kitty cat eyeliner. And I'm taking just blue and I'm running it along and I'm cleaning up any of those edges. So you just clean it right up. Okay, and then I'll swirl, tap, dab. And I'm going to grab white paint. And we're going to do the life dot. So you just put a dot in the black part. And then I'm grabbing some more white paint and you could do a swoop. So there you go. That is how you'll do the kitty cat eyeball. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. You guys got this. Little trial and error and you'll get it. Okay? 6,000%. So let me give you a close-up of that. So there you go. Not perfect, but good enough. And that's how you do an eyeball. Hey, Vanessa, how you doing, sweetheart? Close up. So that's how you do an eyeball. Just like that. All right, so let's do our marking. Let's get back to the marking for like the Calico Cats and the tigers and anything else that might have stripes in it or markings or any of that good stuff. So what you're going to do is, now, you want to turn around and make your marks prominent. So it's going to take you a couple layers. So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to grab Mini Me again. And I'm going to grab that orange paint. And I'm going to turn around. I got to make some more. So yellow and red. And you want to turn around and do another layer. And you could flick this through to still keep the fur thing going on. So now you can turn around and add lights and darks, because fur has lights and darks in it. So you want to turn around and I'm going to grab just red. Flick the just red through. I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to grab just yellow. I'm going to flick the just yellow through. Okay, again, light and dark of whatever color you're making this. And to make it part of the cat, you got to go back to the original fur, which was pink. So I'm going to grab my white and I'm going to grab my red. And now, where these edges are, you're going to do flicks of the original fur. Now, you want to do this after this dries a little bit, just a little bit, because you might wind up picking up some of this. So just check your brush, okay? And you're just going to turn around and flick in. And even if you do pick up some, it's okay, because fur has so many different colors in it. It's really, you know, once you break it down, it's actually really cool. But you're just going to flick in on the side the original fur to make it join in. Now I'm just zigzag zooming. I'm just playing. So you make it join in with the original fur. And then you could turn around and I'm grabbing white. Nope. So I just put my brush into blue paint. Not really sure why I did that. So I'm going to grab my red and I'm going to grab my white. And you can go on the other side and do a couple going in this way. So if you need to make part of your marking smaller or bigger, so you can do a couple going in the opposite side too. And notice I'm arching, I'm following the direction of the fur. I'm just doing random flicks here, there, not everywhere. Okay guys, so if you're putting markings in your kitty cats, that's how you would put a stripe. So, there you guys go. How to fluffy kitties. So, I'm totally hope that you guys learned a lot tonight, and I hope this helps you for Friday. So same bat channel, same bat time. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. So I'm going to, we got our one weird eyeball and our little angel wing over here of markings, but that's okay. Like I said, it was practice session, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's always free to watch. Tips are appreciated. The PayPal link is posted. I'm going to post the links once I end the live. Replays on my page and on YouTube. I'll post that link to the event page. And like, follow, subscribe, share. If you send me support, I received some support last video. I don't have anyone's addresses. And I always send out Mr. Nifties with any support. So you'll get 2 free detail brushes. So make sure if you do send me support, which I really, really appreciate. You all warm my heart. Make sure I have your address, okay? Because then because otherwise I can't send anything out. And the test, did my eye makeup stay on my eye, or is it all down into the bottom circle here? Not too bad. Not too bad. Because I got very puffy, hooded eyes. So this covers a lot, and then this becomes dark. So there's like all these little tricks and stuff. I don't know. I'm just playing. I'm just having fun. So, you know, if you guys, you know what? If you ever want to try something, just try it. Just do it. Honestly, if you mess up, that's okay, because you're going to learn. Oh, awesome, Cheyenne. Thank you so much. And I hope you had fun. You're welcome, Carolyn. You're welcome, Renee. Oh, good, Tina B. Glad to hear it, sweetheart. Just have fun. Just have fun and try it. If you fail, if you mess up, that's okay, because you probably learned something. And you know, you could always try it again. You're welcome, Debbie. Thank you so much for joining me. So don't ever be afraid to try something new. You never know. You might actually like it. Or you might not like it. But it's all good. It doesn't matter. Because then you'll know. Because then you will know. So I'm going to keep playing with my makeup venture. So Lord knows what you guys are going to be looking at when I start a video. Who knows what I'm going to have on my face. But that's alright, because I'm going to be having fun. That's what happens when you watch makeup influencers on TikTok. 6,000%. You're so welcome. You're welcome, everybody. Everybody have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of the fam. And on that note, my hair's a mess. I'm going to say goodnight. So thank you so much. You all warm my heart. Have a good night. Have fun and go create. Mwah. Bye, everybody.